Well, happy Memorial Day, everybody. Got a very special guest here. I appreciate everybody for bearing with. You know him, you love him. It's one of the reasons I even do this fucking show. And so this is Jay from ColdNights Gaming. Jay, been a little bit. How you been, man?
Good, good. How have you been, sir?
Been really good. Been really good. Just vibing. You know it. Just vibing, playing some video games, getting in the occasional online controversy. I can't help myself. But
Of course.
yeah, so tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Pretend like they don't know who you are.
Oh, there's Stormy in the background. I got the slider door open. She's peeking out, seeing what's going on.
Oh,
But yeah, so I'm Jay, if y'all don't know me. I'm the mastermind behind Cold Nights Gaming. We cover a lot of collecting stuff with a little bit of speciality in JRPGs and horror, but mainly collecting. I'm a huge collector. So we run a podcast called Cold Takes,
it's amazing.
and that's where we do the majority of our collection discussions with other great content creators. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, one of my favorite podcasts on the entirety of the internet. So yeah, if you're not checking out Cold Takes, definitely do that. If you want to know where the inspiration for my show comes from, like I've told the story a million times, it's literally listening to podcast. It's like Cold Takes and just being like, you know what? I can't do pre-recording because I don't know shit about editing, but I bet I could do that live and uninterrupted. So a little bit of a different format, but definitely would not even be doing this shit if it wasn't for Cold Takes. So yeah, so
And then tonight we're drinking Rockstar Punched. I'm non-alcoholic most of the time, so we're going with the caffeine instead. Drug of choice.
fucking hey, you know what? Caffeine works in stead. And like I said, you're in good company. I actually think a vast majority of our guests are non-drinkers. They're all good people because that is really better for your health, man. And health, I guess, is kind of where I want to start on because I've been ordering these meals called Factor, something that we've decided to try to do just to kind of which pains me because I love to cook, but the shit I cook is full of calories, and calories are not good. So in order to, and we aren't getting any younger, so uh,
That's true.
she put her foot down and said, "I guess we need to try to get that in order." So, what I can say about Factor is that it's
Yo, is this sponsored?
no sponsor at all
You sell
because
out Zoop?
no sponsor at all because what I was gonna say is it's okay-ish, but it ain't my cooking. And I would rather not spend the money, but it is what it is, and it is calorie control. So there's that. Keep me from being a fat ass, I guess. Not that it isn't already too late. But you've been having a little bit of health scares as well. So how's that coming along, man?
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, a couple months ago, I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis, which is a rare
Jeez.
autoimmune lung disease. Um, and I got a really bad pneumonia. I actually almost died. I ended up in the hospital over the weekend a couple months ago. And I've been on a pretty crazy set of medicines. So I still feel sick a lot from the medicine, but I did have some tests the last couple of weeks and got some good news. It looks like it is starting to reduce the scarring and growth in my lungs. So it looks like I can continue on this course and not need to have chemotherapy. So
Thank God for
that was
that, man.
huge. And, it's kind of hampered my content. We were doing really good. We were just about to get monetized, and I kind of had to drop off because
Sure.
even though my breathing symptoms have improved, I'm often very ill and tired from the medicine I'm on. But I'm hoping that within the next couple of weeks, I can really get back into it and try to make that push to get monetized and grow our community because I really, really love working with everyone. And hopefully my health holds up and, I can get a grip on it and continue to do this because I really do love doing it.
You got to focus on your health, homie, and I totally understand that. I wish I had a similar excuse outside of these, which are just easy to snap together. My excuse is that I'm a lazy sack of shit. Long story short, I've got so many fucking reviews already written. They just need to be put into video format. I just can't will myself to fucking do it ever since my PC repair. So I got to get back at it. I do have some things getting ready to go. I do expect to I'm going to try to get 5 out this summer. 5 new ones on top of some reformatting some of the old reviews. So I'm trying, but it's just a matter of getting the motivation to do it. Once I'm motivated, I can get it knocked out in a few hours. It's just a matter of getting it motivated. And again,
and I do want to say, I want to thank all of my community folks and you especially, but a lot of great people that were out there for me when I needed people to talk to when I was really sick. I mean, shit, Zoo, you were literally on the phone with me when I was in the ER about to be admitted to like the ICU. So like it was huge that like I had good folks in the ColdNights community like yourself, like so many others, and I appreciate that, and that was really helpful.
it's a scary time. It's a scary time when you're getting admitted to ER. It's nothing to fuck with, man. So I'm just glad I could be there as kind of an emotional support. We all need that. Just I'll just say it's a friendly neighborhood ghost thing to do. So I take kind of doing it for another person that kind of we all kind of know that's in the space. Phil, he's kind of going through a little bit of that now, and slowly but surely getting him walked through. I think he might even end up doing the factor. So yeah, no, not sponsored, guys. But
Now to go to our sponsor, Factor 5.
Factor 5. Yeah, no way. But again, if you could cook things that are so much better. But it is good for like during the weeks when you would normally do DoorDash and get what I've got behind me right now, which is some fucking burgers. Instead, you just grab one of those factor meals. They're good for that, but man, the burger is better for 100%. 100. Oh god, but yeah, I got to get back on track too. And I'll tell you what, when you get up to and running, since you're such an inspiration to me, when you get a video out, I'll make myself do a video. So we'll do it then.
There we go.
But speaking of your video content, I guess we should start with your series. It's kind of taken off a little bit. It's that the Switch, the expensive Switch games, and these are how much?
Yeah. So I used to be one of those people that was like, I hate list videos. They're such like low hanging fruit. And I said, you know what? If you got the voice for it to narrate it, and you can pick fun stuff to do the lists about, it can be something special. And I'm not downing anyone's content. I've made just common list videos before. But like, when I see a video that's like, the 7 Switch games I played in the last 2 months, or, I don't find that necessarily super interesting. Or when someone makes like a hidden gems video, but as a collector and a former reseller, the value aspect of it and to be able to share that. And in the latest videos, I've tried to connect value to the Metacritic ratings too. When I made not the most expensive, but the most affordable, well-rated Switch games, I think they're fun lists to share. And they're not just entertainment, they're informative. You can be like, wow, I didn't realize some of my games were worth this, because not everyone is like me sitting at looking at Game Eye every day to see what went up, on price charting or whatever. But I found them fun to make, and they're fun to put together. And a couple of them got up into the 5,000-6,000, and one's almost, I want to say 8,000. So I mean, that's maybe small cookies for some people, but for me, that was huge. And what I really liked about it is the discussion that it got going in the comments. When people were sharing, stuff about their collections, sharing thoughts on the availability and prices of games, like it was really cool to see that engagement. And even though some of it was negative, when people didn't like how I said libraries, because I said libraries instead of library, it was fun. It was fun. We had fun with that. I remember you blew the guy up in the comments. I was like, oh gosh.
Yeah, I do that. We're dealing with another one right now. We got like a dollar store Vern Troyer, like little discount mini me that likes to talk his trash. But he's hiding. He's hiding from me even when I go directly to his fucking page. So
oh really?
That's just too bad, I guess. That's just too goddamn bad that we're not going to get a half an old school blood sports here on Liquored Up Live at some point. I really want to do that with somebody, but
for sure. We do have a new series. I think my first video coming back, which I might get out this week, but it might be next week, is exploring some of these super valuable like Grail games, if they're actually good or not. And the first game we're going to be covering is the incredible Devil's Third on the Wii U. Pretty controversial game, very graphic. A lot of people have different opinions on the gameplay in it. But that will probably be our first video back. And I'm going to come up with like a snazzy title for it, but should be good.
Fucking crazy expensive game, but yeah,
Yeah.
you hear mixed things. You have some people that say it is a hidden gem. You have other people that say it's a piece of shit. So I'll be eager to see your take on it for sure. What do you think the correlation, or do you think there even is one between, like, say, Metacritic score and the value of a game? Is there an indirect
Uh,
correlation, or is it completely fucking random? I mean,
I think it's completely random because the value spikes and the sustainability of value seem to be more tied to with modern games, things like the Nintendo tax, and
yeah,
then like it's almost to the point where other than a few outliers, I wouldn't even collect PS4 or PS5 games if you're worried about value at all. Um, Basically, with a few exceptions, most things are more valuable on the Switch. A couple of the Atelier games aren't because they were released in a more limited quantity on the PS4, and then obviously that Final Fantasy craziness with the collection. But most of the time, the Switch is where it's at, no matter what they're scored. Even though very often they're scored lower than the counterparts on Xbox or PlayStation because
sure.
of performance issues. And with retro games, I see no correlation to it at all. Because like when I think of games like Rule of Rose, that is not a good game. If anyone's actually played through that, yes, it has disturbing content in it and disturbing imagery, but the game is not fun to play. It's not fun to play like Resident Evil or Silent Hill was. So its value is strictly tied to the fact that it was banned. The production was
Sure.
so low, then it went on clearance for like $5 in Kmart bins. Many of them got thrown away. So I see very little effect on price at all, actually. But it is cool when it intersects, when you have a game that's going for 15 or 20 bucks and it's got like an 80 Metacritic score. You're like, hell yeah, more people can enjoy gaming.
Exactly.
And that's what we need. There's too much shit going on that's detracting from the industry and pulling people away from it. And we need more people to come in. If it's cheap games that perform great, I love it.
That's why I can't be too upset. Like for example, I saw that Fata Morgana somehow. I guess they found more copies of Fata Morgana on a fucking truck somewhere. And again, this
Of
is like
course
like
they
I
did.
like I told Mila in the Discord. I'm like, this is starting to get a little ridiculous. Now I'm not mad at
It's
it.
the trusty printing press they have.
Yeah, there you go. And I have no problem with that because I want as many people to play Fata Morgana as want to play Fata Morgana. It's an amazing experience. But just come out and say, and by the way, they can still have their FOMO. This is what I was telling a buddy of mine today. I'm like, when they do this fucking bullshit where they say, hey, we're going to have one print of a game and that's it. The reason they do that is for FOMO. But what they're doing now, this is again like the third time they managed to find loose copies on the truck somewhere, fell off a truck. Tired of this shit. It seems like the single print run is kind of fucking bullshit. So here's what you do. You say, we reserve the right to print more runs of this game if demand allows, and you leave it at that. And now you've still got your FOMO because some games won't get that, but you also aren't being a lying piece of shit. Just a thought.
See, my concern is that it's going to become like the sports card industry. And if anyone here is familiar with the sports card industry, let's say you get a beautiful, if you're a baseball fan, like a Jason Dominguez rookie card,
Right.
autographed, and it's numbered 4 out of 5. And you're like, oh man, this is so rare. Until you see that Jason Dominguez also signed the orange version of the card 500 times. He signed the blue version of the card 200 times, the green version of it 100 times, the gold version of it 50 times, that silver version you got of it 5 times, and then there's a one of one that'll sell for like $10,000 that he signed. So there's actually more like 5,000 of them, but each color has a different number. So that's kind of what I see what they're doing with that, and
Ooh,
it's
not
I
good.
can see us going there. Like we promised we wouldn't re-release it, but this one's yellow. Like
Well, yeah, at least that would give them some plausible deniability. But like, I straight up accused them, like, you guys just found this on a fucking truck, didn't you? Which is a smart ass way of saying you reprinted this fucking game. And again, it's fine.
Mhm.
I don't want Fata Morgana to be $150 resale market. I don't want
But
that.
there has to be honesty. There has to
But
be
there has
honesty.
to be honesty up front about that. Because what they're doing is they're taking advantage of people's FOMO of thinking, oh God, if I don't get this now, I'll never get it. And it's not the case, guys. Especially with Video Games Plus. It's not the case. And so I
You know,
would
you should just come out and say it's going to be a limited print, but don't say it's X amount or we're not going to reprint it. This is a
correct.
limited initial print.
That's all you gotta do. And there are companies like Premium Edition Games, not that they're a limited publisher, that do this very well. They say, hey, we will print based on demand. And they leave it at that. And if there's a demand for Wife Quest will get a reprint. If there's not a demand for Wife Quest will not get a reprint. And that's how they do it. It's not the same amount of oh shit FOMO, but it's still some FOMO, and they can stand tall as an honest company, I feel like. Now, you actually have Rule of Rose, don't you? I mean, that's one of your holy grails.
I do. I do. I didn't get it originally at retail, but I got it before the boom happened. So I remember thinking it was ridiculous to pay $125 for a pristine copy, and I felt like a moron. Like I was like,
Well,
don't let any of my friends know I paid this much for a
he's
game.
laughing now.
And yeah, right. And it's gone way up and down. It's been up to
Sure.
$800-900. It's down to $400-500, but it's consistently around $400-500. So it was a pretty good investment. But you know, playing through it because I had obviously not played through it in the original, you know, its original run. It's like I said, it's disturbing. There's some like really weird imagery. The game is very dark and macabre, but
Very.
it's not fun.
So
Not fun.
I'll tell you, I had a buddy. I actually got to see the trailer for that game before it was even out. Because I had a buddy that was like looking for that Silent Hill fix after Team Silent kind of shat the bed. And I got to tell you, like, that was the game he showed me. And he was very excited for it. He bought it retail. He actually bought it when it came out. That was one because he was really into those kind of scary survival horror games. And he loves the actual thematics of it. He's kind of has the same criticism you have of it, that it's not a very fun game to play. But then some of your survival horror purists, and I want to see what you say about this, will come to me and say, "Yeah, but Zoo, it's a survival horror game. It's supposed to be clunky because that adds to the fear of not being able to act correctly." Do you have some? Do you buy that, or do you think that's excuses for bad game design?
I think it's an excuse for bad game design
Okay,
because I can see, you know, using that excuse for Silent Hill 1, because Harry was not like a trained soldier or anything like that or a police officer. But again, it is not for bad game design, but it's an excuse for limitations of the time. The gunplay, the tank mechanics were limitations of the time, and they weren't great. They do add to some tension in the game, but there's a difference between tension and frustration. I was actually talking about this with Rad Bash a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about a game that was hyped up as a digital-only survival horror release on the PS3 and I believe the Xbox. This is way back in the day, and it was called Amy. And everyone was looking forward to it, and it came out, and it was hot, steaming garbage. We talked about it on our podcast
yeah.
as one of like the biggest disappointments that we'd had in horror games. And I remember getting it not right on the day it came out, but a couple of weeks after it came out on my PS3, and I'm like, what is this crap? It's unplayable. It's broken. So it wasn't frustration or tension that was supposed to be built into the game. Like, oh, I'm scared. I'm a average woman trapped in a subway with all these monsters, and I'm trying to protect this little kid. And that's why I'm having all this suspense and annoyance. No, it's just a annoying game.
It's just it's not doing what I tell it to do.
So if you want to talk about times that tension was used correctly, you know, there was times in, say, Silent Hill 2, one of my all-time favorites. I remember the first time you go into the apartment. I'm glad that you got into it. One of the first times you go into the apartment, it's so goddamn dark in there. You can hardly see where you're going on the stairs. You can hardly see the doors. And a lot of like your avoidance of the monsters is based on sound. And it's pretty damn crazy that game can effectively use it, but other games want to use that as an excuse. So I definitely think that is an excuse for poor game design. I wish I'd had the opportunity to play Kuon. I probably could just emulate it. I'm just not huge into emulation. But I don't hear that that is a spectacular game either. I hear it has even better imagery and story than, especially if you like the Asian, like religious stuff, like the Shinto stuff. But I don't think the gameplay is supposed to be dramatically great.
Speaking of horrific imagery, tell me you played Siren.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've watched me stream Siren.
Uh-huh.
Siren and Siren Blood Curse. I want to get
Okay.
my hands on the second game wasn't released here. So I do want to get my hands on that.
Now,
But that game is beautiful because I remember when I first played that game, I stopped. I was like, fuck this, it's too hard. And going back to it when I was better at games and more mature, I enjoyed the hell out of that game. And that's real tension. I remember there was one part in the first game that I played where you would go out into the open and a sniper would get you every single time. One of the Morabito dudes was up on top of the roof of a shack and you could see through his vision. You could jack his vision, but I'm like, where the hell is he? I can't find him to avoid him. And I couldn't get past that. And I stopped playing and going back and being able to get past that and getting past that altercation you have with the police officer where he would just keep shooting you in the back when you try to run away. And then you realize you got to like go around and like hide in his house and wait for him. It was so cool. And that is frustration that is built into the game, that built tension and did it correctly.
those creepy ass spider shabitos. Oh, yeah, that game.
I'm kind of looking at the. I don't know why I called it Morabitos. That's an anime. I'm kind of looking at the chat too.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely. We need to actually get the super chats. Yes.
Rad, I have not played Elisa, but I see that everyone is saying great things about it.
Yeah, let's pop.
How was it? You really like it?
Let's see here. So, hey, Miss Mandy draws first blood tonight. What's going on, Mandy? How you, Tony, been doing? Then we've got Inferno Fox also coming in here. What's up, guys? Rad Bash says, "Sup, dudes? What's going on, Bash? What's up, buddy?" Now, Miss Mandia says Factor is fantastic. Yeah, in terms, if you compare it to any frozen dinner, or if you compare it to it's very good food. For it, like very good food. I just miss my cooking. I'm still gonna do it on weekends. But, and then she says I'm lazy, so they win with me. Yeah. Now I'm gonna ask you a hypothetical, Mandy. Factor or Cup Bob? Take all the time you need. And Rad Bash says I've never heard of Factor before. Yeah, Factor. Apparently they're
Is your sponsor?
no. It's they are macro counted meals basically. So all your macros are accounted for.
Did Phil try those?
He was interested in it. I don't necessarily know if he did because one of the concerns was it's expensive as shit, man. It's so fucking expensive for a lot of people. So there is a little bit of a budget constraint, but I don't know. You know, if you factor in if you use it as like a full grocery replacement, which I'm not doing, you could probably wing it. But a lot of folks, you know, at that mid range probably would have some trouble just doing it if they're trying to replace a majority of their meals. It can get expensive. Inferno Fox says, keeping you in my thoughts, Jay, with the health issues. Yeah, I think we all are, and glad to see that you're at least on the mend, and glad to see that they're reversing some of that because that was a concern. After a certain amount of level of scarring, it can't reverse it. So I'm glad you caught it in time too. That's so important. That's super important. Caesar's in the house. What's up, homie? What's going on, man? How you doing? Then everybody kind of playing nice. Everybody, Inferno Fox greeting Red Bash, greeting Scorpio, Red Bash greeting Fox. Brooke Barnes, welcome in, Brooke. Glad to see you could make it in tonight. Hello, Flipping the Switch. How's it going? I am still enjoying the 1,000-Year Door. Yeah, let's talk about 1,000-Year Door real quick because holy shit. I just beat the first boss. No spoilers for anybody who is like me and hasn't played it, but the castle. Just beat the boss of the castle.
I got some big news on that game too that I didn't know about that I learned watching Lady Decade video just a couple minutes before the show.
Oh, we got to. I just watched that tonight too, so I'm gonna let you break that because yeah, that's a hell of a thing going on. But I will say this about Thousand Year Door, and I'll just leave it at this because in before the GameCube bros jump in to claim another fucking scalp, but I like it better than Mario RPG. So there, admonish me.
I do too.
I like it better than
Well,
Mario
I like the
RPGs.
first two Paper Mario's better than Mario RPG.
Yeah, this is good. It's a very good game. Very, very good game. But yeah, so yeah, I know. Rush Dog is gonna have a fucking field day with that shit. Because he always says I'm the world's greatest GameCube fan, and we're slowly eroding that. We're slowly eroding my GameCube bigotry. It's slowly happening because this was a fucking banger. Metroid Prime was a fucking banger. Now, if I can just will myself to try Window Washer Mario, and
Dude,
well,
have you played Eternal Darkness? I know you watched me stream it,
Eternal
but
Darkness looks extraordinarily compelling.
oh, so good.
It looks extraordinary. Um, I think at this point, like, I mean, it'll continue to be a channel joke, sure. Like the GameCube sucks, but I can't realistically say that anymore. I've experienced enough of it to realize that it was
And I tell people, don't sleep on Wave Race Blue Storm. That's right up there with any of the action adventure or
okay.
horror games that are on that. Blue Storm perfected it, and it makes me so sad that we didn't get another Wave Race on any of the other Nintendo consoles because, oh my god, I love those games so much. I'm not like a ocean person. I'm not someone that would ever ride a Ski-Doo. But good goddamn, in my teenage years, I thought Ski-Doos were the coolest fucking
They're
thing
so
because
fun.
of those games.
They're a lot of fun. So Red Bash says you've got this, Jay, in regards to the health, and yeah, we're all behind you. We know you got this, brother. Inferno Fox says, "Damn, so sorry to hear that about Phil too." Yeah, but Phil's working through his as well, so we're making progress on that front too. It's all said and good. It will be good. Like it's gonna be all right in the end for all of us, I think. In terms of,
I got to tell a quick story.
Yep.
I got to tell a quick story because I actually want to say Phil was in the stream too.
Could be, yeah.
Freaking, we were playing Eternal Darkness on stream, and everyone knows about the fear effects that are in it, right? When you start to lose your mind
Yeah.
and things happen. And so we're on stream,
Okay.
and literally, right, one of the fear effects that can come up is it will say that either like your data has been erased or the disk can't be read. And freaking, I get it. And I'm like, oh man, cool fear effect. And then I'm like, wait, this is lasting a long time. And yeah, I needed to clean the laser on my GameCube because it actually didn't read the disc. So I thought that was pretty funny. And I was like, God damn, hold on, guys. But yeah, I really hope that Phil is able to make some changes and you know, better his health as well. It's kind of a journey a lot of us are on. Like you said, we're not getting any younger. So, you know, we're all getting up into our late 30s and 40s, and some of the stuff we did in our youth is catching up with us. So best of luck to him for sure.
The weight kind of comes on faster too as you age too. That's one of the things we noticed. Like, got on the scale and like, holy shit! Like, I'm gonna be a certified fat fuck. This continues. Like, so we got to do something at least as far as cutting some of the lunches out. Instead of making no more jambalaya for lunch. So Scorpio also says you got this, Jay. Absolutely. Mad Kaiser says, "Yo, it's the Warriors dude himself." Yep, my brother from another mother when it comes to Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
For sure.
Oh, it's
Zoo, who's your favorite character in Romance of the Three Kingdoms?
Ooh, let's see. Overall or lately?
Like overall.
Okay.
Like all of it, you know, the original history, you know, the romanticized history in the Three Kingdoms book, and even the Dynasty Warriors games.
Just off the top of my head, I'm gonna have to say Lubu.
Lubu.
I think Lubu has a very compelling story.
Amongst horses, red hair. Amongst the men, Lubu.
Yes. And who's yours?
for sure. Mine is Zhang Zhao. He's actually, the funny thing
Wow.
is, in the Koei Tecmo popularity polls, he's always like 90th. He's the old man that started the Yellow Turban Rebellion. I actually have a beautiful poster of Zhang Zhao and the Yellow Turban Rebellion up on the wall on the other side of this monitor. The Yellow Turban Rebellion really, for me, signifies fighting corruption. And even though it got out of control and it got overtaken by banditry and lunacy, the purpose and the goals of the Yellow Turbans was originally to stop the corrupt Han and bring China back in line with the mandate of heaven. They wanted to make positive changes for the people. They wanted to help the peasantry. And again, in the end, they ended up recruiting bad actors into their ranks,
They did.
and it kind of broke down, and they basically became what they were trying to fight. But Zhang Zhao, I think if he had lived longer, I think that may have changed things. I'm getting to be like a real dork here going into this kind of history. But he died, and his brothers did not do as well with the movement. So, and it lingered on. There was always like bandit commanders that were like, "We're Yellow Turbans." No, you're not. But yeah, so I love especially his depiction in Dynasty Warriors 6 and 7. The voice actor for them was incredible. I believe he was in 8 too. And then in Dynasty Warriors 9, they changed voice actors, and the new voice actor for him was god awful.
Oh no!
And I was so sad. And I was kind of sad because they gave him like the weird star disco hair and stuff. That was pretty sad, but I was like, okay, whatever, I can deal with that. But they took his voice away too. I remember I loved his voices. He would be like, "The time for judgment has come," and I'm like, "Yes, judgment."
I really need to check out the Dynasty Warriors game. I guess another one that is worth mentioning for me would be Zhuge Liang. Loved
The
how
sleeping dragon.
Yes, I loved how he was constantly like fighting with Zhao Yu and just infuriating him with his schemes. Like, it's kind of like Roadrunner versus Wile E. Coyote, man.
Those were such good games. I know a lot of people don't like the horde combat hack and slash stuff, but it's so good. I wish more people would get into it.
Yeah.
And again, realistically, the history behind it, and especially, I even like Samurai Warriors better. Edo Japan is like my thing. Nobunaga is my favorite historical figure.
Legendary.
They
just a fascinating figure.
Greatest time periods in non-American history, and I love it. And I wish I could get more people into it. It like breaks my heart when I make like posts about it on Twitter or even in Discord, and like 2 people look at it. And I get, again, like everyone likes different things, but I'm like, God damn it, guys, it's so good. And really delving into the history, I have like 5 different editions and translations of the 3 Kingdoms. Love it to death. And it gets you into other works like Water Margin, which they've made a whole bunch of fiction and games off of. It got me into Sun Tzu.
Outlaws of the Marsh, baby. Outlaws of the Marsh, one of my favorite of all time.
Like, I used to read Art of War. I would read like devotionals from Art of War when I went to sleep when I was younger. I was reading the Bible.
I still read. I actually still read Art of War once a year. It's one of 3 books I read once a year. 100%. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
And Marcus Aurelius is so I don't know if any of you know. I'm also huge into philosophy, and we talk about it a lot in our Discord. And I would say that I'm probably the only Stoic. Like, I love Stoicism, like classical Stoicism. I can literally watch Marcus Aurelius quote videos for hours, just hours and hours.
We are meant to work together like 2 sets of teeth, upper and lower, like hands and feet, to ignore one another is an obstruction. There's so much. When you wake up in the morning, think to yourself, what am I doing my part as a human being? Look at the spiders and the birds and the rabbits. All go about life trying to do the best they can as their inscribed roles. How can you say the same if you do not? Yeah, I love Marcus Aurelius. You um probably also like Cicero if you're into the Stoic school. I was gonna say, should check some of his stuff out. He's got some good stuff. But in general, yeah, and then the third is The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. Or I read those every single year. Now Stoicism, I do find a lot to admire about Stoicism. Although, the classical warning for Stoicism, Jay, which you want to be careful with Stoicism, because if you get too into Stoicism, they'll have you believing that you're responsible for your own torture.
For sure.
So, but like any ideology, every ideology taken to its maximum extreme does that. So I don't think Stoicism is unique in that, for certain. But yeah, Stoicism is fuck. I'll tell you, if there's one philosophical school that I think the modern generation can learn the most from, it's probably Stoicism.
Yeah, I mean, the amount that we care, and I'm not immune to it for sure. The amount that we care what other people think about us or say about us is insane.
Yep, these are obstructions.
It literally ruins our lives and creates, I'd say, probably like half of the mental health problems that we have. So I really do think looking at a lot of classical philosophy, because Stoicism isn't the only thing that could help you deal with some of these things, can be very therapeutic. And I'm surprised, honestly, that a lot of it isn't used in modern mental health treatment.
Well, and philosophy also pairs very well. Modern health, a lot of modern health, let's just be honest, is bullshit. It just is. I'm not talking about the hard science. I'm not talking about things like vaccines, or not talking about surgeries, but again, if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And what has 90% of our medicine been predicated on? It's been predicated on battlefield medicine, war medicine. So it's cutting people open. It's using things to stop the disease from fermenting in you. That's what we focus on. There are entire other avenues of health that have gone completely unexplored because of our focus on battlefield medicine. And everything comes from that. The other thing that comes from is pharmaceuticals, which actually comes from petroleum. Petroleum was the basis for pharmaceutical medicine. And it's ironic that it was John D. Rockefeller who did that, who really got the ball going in not only education and medicine, but his father, Devil Bill. Are you familiar with who John D. Rockefeller's father was? No. He was one of the greatest snake oil salesmen in the West. Devil Bill would literally sell his cure-alls and then literally be packing that afternoon to get the fuck out of the village before they would come hanging. That was the man. And so literally he's a man that cheated his own son to teach him a lesson about business. So the cheated son, John Rockefeller, that's where a lot of this comes from.
Great stuff.
Are we shocked that things are the way they are when such a man had so much impact over so much?
And we can't forget that, as far as like your point about battlefield medicine, 100 years ago we were still putting lead in bullet wounds to close them. Like,
yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's how grisly some of the stuff that we still do is.
Oh yeah, 100%. Let's see. LOL. He was not a fan of list videos. I remember that. So that's Rad Bash. And then he says people love them some list videos. Oh, I don't think Jay or I would ever contest that people don't love them. I'm kind of similar. I don't dislike list videos because I too find myself watching list videos. I just do. But in terms of making a list video, I don't feel like I'm the right person for the job, at least yet. And the reason for that is, like, I've reviewed like 18 fucking games so far for my website. Like, before I start throwing out the listicle, shouldn't I get to stepping on that fucking backlog? I just feel like I should before I start throwing on listicles. And that's just me. That's not a judgment on anybody else's content. That's just me saying I would feel kind of like a shit if I'm like, oh, here's the top 10 action RPG games on the Switch when I played like 2.
Right.
So there's that. Then you got Inferno Fox. Man, how you doing, my friend? I think he meant Red, but I'm not sure. And then Chill Collects. Yo, what's up, guys? Chill, what's going on, buddy? Glad you could make it in here. Banger of a conversation we had with Chill Collects. If you guys haven't seen that was a banger of a conversation. Loved it.
That was
Then
a good one.
Brad Bass saying, what's up, Chill? Chill saying, sup, Brad. Everybody greeting Chill. And then Miss Mandy says that's an awesome idea for a series. Mandy, again, we're always woefully behind on the super chats. If you could kind of put in what you were talking about, I want to know. That way we can kind of give that a discussion if it needs to.
It looked like she might have been talking about when I was talking about making a series of the games, like kind of like doing like little reviews if they're worth.
Okay. Yeah.
Game prizes.
No, I think that would be, yeah. If you're talking about like a good idea for it, yeah, 100%. Yeah, fuck, I would watch that, but shit, I watch everything y'all do because we got some good ass content creators in here. Mad Kaiser says, Yo Inferno, doing good. Almost done with Wolong, and Dynasty Warriors fans are probably going to enjoy what I have to say about that. So, heard it here first, Jay. There's some tailored content coming just for you, homie. Chill Collect says, Devil's Third will always be great for me because the Game Grumps playthrough. Yeah, there are some games, Chill, that I also tie to playthroughs. For example, the aforementioned Rule of Rose. I watched the Super Best Friends, Wooly, Matt, and Pat play all the way through that shit. And that was such a fun, during their shitstorm of scariness, that was some of the funniest shit you've ever seen in your life. Those guys are so goddamn funny, and I miss them. And full shout out to Wooly Versus, who's somebody I interact with occasionally on Twitter. And Wooly, take what I have to heart. If you happen to watch this, take what I have to heart. What I say to heart, well, booze is kicking in. Take what I say to heart when I say that you need to get those fucking guys back together. If David Cage, ever decides to make another fucking game and like plague this world with another David Cage game, you guys have to get the band back together to like fight this great evil. So please, if David Cage makes another game, you have to be there. You guys have to respond, and I'm gonna fucking hold you to it. And you let me know what I got to do. If I gotta like theoretically do some internet blood sports, like verbally busting to the kneecaps on those two motherfuckers, I'll do it. I love those guys, but I'll do it because those guys are some of my favorites ever on this platform. And y'all need to get the band back together if David Cage comes back. Then Inferno Fox says, nice, Mad. And then, hey, also Rad, Chill, and Mandia. Then he says, what's up, Kaiser? Then what's up, Kaiser from Chill Collects? And, ooh, good analogy, Jay. Jay knows his stuff about sports cards. And that is a good analogy. And I did not know that. I didn't know that there's like fucking 50,000 signatures out there. They're just different color.
Yep. Yeah, they call them parallels.
Parallels. Okay.
Yep.
And then Mad Kaiser says, I'm just making a video collab with my good friend Crimson Rosso, another great collector, friend of the channel. Other than that, almost done with Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Looking forward to review that. It's my first pure Souls-like experience. Oh, okay. And then you've got Limited Run Games always produces more than they sell on their website to sell at conventions and stuff. Okay. Well, as long as it's part of that one run, then I can't technically say they're full of shit. But my concern is we're like 5 years removed from Fata Morgana coming out. And they keep fucking finding these games. So where are they coming from?
Gift that keeps on giving.
I just feel like unless they've cracked fucking Cold Fusion like the Fallout show, and they can like literally power like a replicator, like no, this is getting silly.
And we're gonna have to send the Brotherhood after them.
Yeah, bro. Have you seen the Fallout show?
I fucking loved it.
Oh my
god,
dude! That is
you got to remember, like
I was like
show. The biggest. I was the biggest Fallout 4 stan like ever. That game came out while I was at a business convention for Walmart.
Okay.
And I was in Arkansas, and my wife got it for me while I was away. Had it all set up, installed, and ready for me to go when I got home. And literally driving home from the airport after a week away from home, I was so damn glad to get my game, and it was amazing. And I loved how there was so much influence from Fallout 4 in that series. I really loved it. And throwbacks to everything else as well.
Yeah. And I gotta tell you, you and my friend V, who's also a friend of the show, was completely fucking right about Fallout 4. Because
It is amazing.
I'm an old curmudgeon. I cling to my Fallout New Vegas, but I've been playing Fallout 4, and I'm getting ready to go to the Glowing Sea right now. And actually, I went to the
Like, and
Glowing.
here's my thing, like, for me, I live in New England, right? I'm from New Hampshire.
Oh, so
I've
you're
spent a
probably
ton
just
of time in
taking it
Boston
in.
and Mass, and
Yeah.
I've spent a ton of time up in Maine vacationing. Like, so, like the Far Harbor DLC, I'm like, oh, that's Bar Harbor. I'm like, oh, that's like, and it, like, I loved it to death. Like, it was so cool being just like I'm sure people from like DC, Baltimore were feeling the same with Fallout 3. Like, holy crap! Like, this is where I grew up. This is awesome.
Yeah, you're probably like, oh,
So
I know that place. I know that place. I know
yeah.
that.
Like I waited in traffic in the Glowing Sea. Like, come on.
Oh, dude, the Glowing Sea is scary as fuck, dude. I went in there. Woefully underleveled because the story is very gripping, and I've been trying to like barrel through it. And so I went into the Glowing Sea after taking Fort Hagen. I went into the Glowing Sea at like level 12 or 13, bro.
Oh my god! And the first time, like an ultimate giant rad scorpion runs up on you.
Yeah. Like, well, I was able to kill them successfully, but I killed one and it left me like mortally wounded, low on ammo, low on supplies. And then I continue forward through the Glowing Sea in my fucking rad suit because I was a stupid fuck that left my power armor at home because I'm trying to minimize power armor usage. And another fucking rad scorpion unbarrows, and the fight begins anew, and I slayed it. But at that point, my supplies were gone, just fucking gone. And I'm like, nope, I nope the fuck out of there. I'm like, I'm gonna go do some settlement shit. Like, I am not ready for this place. And of course, in the distance, there's a after like literally what caused me to nope out. I killed the rad scorpion. Ahead of me to my left are like 3 or 4 stingwings, and ahead of me to
Oh
my right is a fucking death claw. And I'm like, nope, out of here.
yeah, and I can't remember what they call them. I want to say in one part of the Glowing Sea, is it Apex Deathclaw? Like, it's one of like the later ones.
Oh, I don't want to see
Like, it's
that.
mad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my little rad suit with like half health and no stim packs left. Like, no, I'm good. So I noped out of there. Scary ass region. Love it to death. And I will still say, in terms of the way the storytelling is, I still like New Vegas better. But it's gonna be hard to go back to New Vegas gameplay wise. Fallout 4
Dude,
is just fun. That
I will
gunplay
I,
is
I will
just
never
fun.
talk down a Fallout game. I'm not as big a fanboy of New Vegas as some people, but I loved it to death. I think the only one I never really had any time with was Tactics. I did go back and play some of the original games, and they were fun. But I never played the Fallout Tactics game.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I've never played Tactics, but I'm geeking the fuck out over the show Fallout, and it got me to play Fallout 4 after listening to you and V tell me about it. And like, I'm on the phone with V, who's like a real life friend every day. Like, it's like, oh my god, guess what I did today? Like, and I killed the bastard who stole my son, but still haven't gotten into the Institute. That's what I'm working on now, and I can't fucking wait to like they're gonna fucking pay. Like, I'm mad as hell. Like, I gotta go through this fucking Glowing Sea for this shit. Y'all motherfuckers are in for a rude awakening when I get there. Wait until I get a hold of the fucking Institute King guy. Like, he's gonna get his fucking ass
You
whooped.
you have
Beat
some
your
good
fucking
story
ass.
beats coming up. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, well, he's getting his ass beat. Like, I'm so over this shit. Make me trek through a fucking radiation wasteland. Bastards. Yeah, bastards is Scorpio Caesar says bastards. He's talking about LRG. I'm talking about the Institute as well. I'm mad as hell at them. But ethical FOMO. Mandy, leave it to a businessman to come up with ethical FOMO, right? Like, we can fucking spin anything into ethics. That's why you shouldn't listen to a goddamn thing we say. Uh, um, Let's see. Oh God, Amy, LOL. That's that inside joke that Bash had about the LR. Yeah. That's why I personally don't buy from LRG, LOL. Yeah, see, and chill, I get it. And I think Jay has a lot of that as well. I think he has a lot of similar things as well with them. I can't now update for the channel. I actually can't buy from LRG anymore because once again
Oh
they
yeah.
made a shitty business decision. They switched over to this purple dot dumb shit, and now every card gets rejected because they say I don't have no money. Which is like, go look at my fucking shelf, idiots. I probably single-handedly kept you guys in business, honest to God. Like, so, but they don't want, now my money's no good. Now my money's like fraudulent or something. So they won't take, so fuck it. They don't take PayPal and they won't take any of my credit cards. So I guess they're just fucked. I guess they can just not get money.
You're much better off putting your money into beautiful Switch controllers.
That is
instead of
gorgeous.
LRG games. Look at that thing. It's a retro Pikachu. Beautiful. Love the colors.
What the fuck is the tail? Like, that's the is
Freaking awesome.
Is that Pikachu's
There's
tail?
so many beautiful.
Look at all these. You need to do. You know what you need to do, Jay? You need to do a fucking video on Switch controllers.
This one's actually quite rare. It's a little dirty. A lot of people have never even seen the Minecraft one from when it came out originally. It's beautiful.
Holy shit!
People forget
what a big fucking deal Minecraft was, man. Minecraft was a big fucking deal.
One of my favorites. I haven't even opened it. Yeah, hot dog controller.
Hot dog controller. Is that Oscar Mayer branded? What the fuck?
Yep, officially licensed.
Even fucking Oscar Mayer got it on the Switch. What a cultural phenomenon that system was. Yeah, I would like to see a controller video from you sometime, Jay. I think that would.
I think my current count for Switch controllers is like 47.
God.
I'm a maniac. I can't. There's like 10 I want to buy at GameStop right now, but I gotta stop.
But that's interesting. That is genuinely interesting because that's not something I have collected in. So I would be curious to see what you got, man. 100%.
Oh yeah. No, I probably should just make like a little like 10-minute video.
You should.
Off.
Showing off.
And I'm the same. I'm the same with PS5. Like I have every color. Most of them aren't even open.
You can even
like
do.
This is the gunmetal gray one. This is beautiful.
Well, you can even do like the Switch controller is worth how much? Because you said you got some rare ones.
Yeah, right.
So 100%. Now, Chill Collects adds to his point, unless it's from Best Buy because LRG releases games at retail to Best Buy. Yeah, same here. Or Video Games Plus, like that's what I'm having to do now. And that's all I can do now. Now, my Best Buy doesn't sell video games anymore. They've decided they don't do that. So, double fuck there as we head toward this wonderful gaming future that we're heading into. Where games underperform, fucking movies underperform. Did you fucking guys see that Furiosa did like 31 million at the fucking box office for the new Mad Max movie? Yeah, it bombed, and apparently everybody agrees it's good. It's just that nobody goes and sees fucking movies anymore. And then you've got the same shit happening. Like I hate to tell everybody, Ninja Theory is the next victim of Microsoft's closures. It's gonna happen. Like,
ooh, that would be brutal.
It's gonna be brutal and it's awful. And by the way, just after laying off Tengu Team that did Hi-Fi Rush, one of their better games, they then announced a deal for generative AI. So the timing on that just seems really nasty to me. So yeah, it's not great. Not definitely not great. So now Rambash has a question. Jay, have you played Elisa? Dude, that game was so good.
I answered him when he asked it.
Oh, okay, perfect. He said, dude, it's fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah, I definitely got to check it out.
And then Miss Mandia says, cut bop, to answer my question. Always cut bop. Yeah, see? And Radbash said, finished that, and my friendly neighborhood loved both, LOL, Radbash said. And then Miss Mandia says, factor is expensive. I only bother getting it when they send me those please come back discounts. Haha. Yeah, I'm told, and so I'm on my 5th box actually right now, and I'm told what you do is you cancel after the 5th box discount runs out, and then you wait a little bit, and they'll send you another please come back discount again. Never pay full price again. So now 100%. So hashtag not sponsored. Only only get over on them by getting the deal. Only get over it, and they will send you more deal coupons. So if you do Goof Factor, do the deal coupons. Hashtag not sponsored. Just got Paper Mario today, traded in 2 doubles and only paid $10. So there's a smart way to do it, Chill.
Nice.
And yeah, Paper Mario is well worth. I'm enamored by Paper Mario right now. Matt Kaiser says if it's that good and someone who really loved Super Mario RPG, now I for sure will pick up the 1,000-Year Door. It's better than Super Mario RPG. Yeah. I was a skeptic too, Kaiser. I can 100% say that I love 1,000-Year Door. Love 1,000-Year Door. But we've got a little bit of a disagreement, which Inferno Fox wants to talk about this because he's going to make some pretty good points here too. He says, "Sorry, my friends, I actually like Super Mario RPG more than Paper Mario, but I'm only going through 1,000-Year Door for the first time right now. So far, Inferno Fox likes Super Mario RPG better. Is it because of Geno, Inferno? Is it Geno Fox? Because Geno tends to be like a big favorite. So, I'll be curious to get your reasoning on that. I love the whimsy of Super Mario RPG. It's just that, man, 1,000-Year Door just does so much right. The fucking badge system and some of the sense of humor, some of the fucking body horror by like folding Mario up into like fucking paper airplanes and shit. It's like genuine like body horror, like it's like horrifying. Like I don't know, I really like it. But did you get it for Switch Day or did you kind of keep to the GameCube version?
I mean, I have my GameCube version. I think I have a copy at GameStop. I got to pick up tomorrow.
Yeah,
With the sleeve.
and tell everybody
But
about Lady Decade's video.
okay, so if you haven't seen it, so we're all paying $60 for it.
Uh huh.
Over in England, they're paying 40 for it. In Japan, they're paying 30 for it. And we're getting screwed. Great game, but again, it is a remake of a game that is quite old, and we were paying full price for it, which I was okay with. But seeing that they are paying significant less in Europe and in Japan, kind of disturbing.
Why do you think
Now,
that is?
again, Lady Decade, she's made some like pretty bad claims in the past. Like I love her, but she's not the most accurate all the time. So I have not vetted that. I can't express like extreme outrage
Oh,
yet.
it just came out
That's something
today.
that me and you will definitely want to verify ourselves.
100%.
Because she could literally be picking like an outlier where someone was like selling it on some website or something wicked cheap, or there was some deal. Who knows? But if it's true, it's a little disturbing.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess I wonder what would cause that kind of discrepancy or disparity because
Well, she had said that she theorized that Nintendo is looking at how our economies are doing, and because the American economy is doing better than the European and Japanese economy, they think we have more expendable income. So that was her theory.
yeah, except the problem with that is we live in a worldwide market, and I could just as easily buy it off PlayAsia, or I could just as easily buy it from European markets. If I had known that, I guess is the
She
question.
said something about they were stopping that though. If you were buying it
Oh,
digitally, at least you couldn't go
interesting.
buy it digitally with a VPN.
Mm,
I know that she has said they did something to stop that.
that's getting pretty sussy wussy there, man.
Yeah. And again,
Jesus.
I'd have to verify that. I
Right,
literally watched this like 10 minutes before we came
like
on.
same
She
here.
could be full of shit,
Like we
but
literally watched the same fucking video right for you. That's so funny. Because I saw it too. I'm like, huh? What is this about hating paper? We should all be mad at what? And it got me, and I'm glad I did. So now Scorpio says
yeah,
window. Go
in
ahead.
the chat, Emily just mentioned that the UK does have a lot of like pre-order specials and stuff that we don't. So again, like we need to verify that because there probably is deals, or she probably found it on some weird website.
Okay, and welcome in, Emily. Glad to see that. And of course, I'm glad you were here. This is a perfect insight from Emily because she follows a lot of that stuff very well. So UK has a lot of pre-order discount offers compared to here on the US. So yeah, thanks, Emily. Really appreciate that. And yeah, got Emily in the house. Welcome in. Um, let's see, where were we at? Super chat. So let's see here. Where's Cut Bob? Da, da, da. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Um, So Eternal Darkness is amazing, Rad Bash says. And then Scorpio says window washer sun sign is fantastic. You'll see. Yeah, I will, won't I? Because it is on that triple pack. Then do not pursue Lubu is what Mad Kaiser says. Great boss in Wolong. Hell yeah. I mean, it's making me want to play Wolong now, man.
Mandy's saying the pre-orders were cheaper in Australia too. So we might need to look into the pre-order offers and why we aren't getting it.
Interesting. Hey, bros, I got to bounce. My girl and I are headed to see a movie. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Rad Bash, hopefully you're going to see Furiosa. It needs help. Hopefully you're not going to see Garfield. Going to see Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. It needs help. Needs bad help because it's Frank Miller. It's going to be fucking amazing. I enjoy Warriors games, and I recently got Samurai Warriors 4 DX for the PC. Can't wait to play that, and I love Fate/Samurai Remnant, and that's one I need to buy. I keep forgetting to buy that when it's on Switch. And also Warriors Combat with ARPG elements /exploration and Edo, Japan. 100%. Edo, Japan is one of my favorite eras. And fun fact about me, guys, I collect art from Edo era Japan. I collect things from that era. I actually have an authentic Kuniyoshi. It's one of my prized things hanging on my wall. It's an authentic Kuniyoshi samurai paint watercolor.
Beautiful.
And then Scorpio C's Arcade says, enjoy the movie, Bash. Absolutely. Thanks for coming out, man. I appreciate it. We definitely, me and Jay appreciate that more than you know, homie. Have fun, Rad Bash Gaming. Then Upper Nimbus says, sup, guys. Everybody kind of playing nice and wishing each other suppers. Hi, hey, Caesar. Yo, Nimbus, how you doing, buddy? Says, I'm good, Fox, just working. How about yourself? And then Scorpio says, Nigel West Dickens is still the best snake oil salesman in video game history. Which one was he again, Caesar? Nigel West Dickens. Let me look him up real quick.
I'm gonna pop off screen for a second to grab some more coffee.
Oh, you're good.
I'll be right back.
So Nigel West Dickens. Oh, Red Dead Redemption. Okay, so I'll be meeting him when I play through Red Dead Redemption. It looks like. So that'll be badass. Now I bet he's based on Devil Bill because just about all of our snake oil salesmen are based on Devil Bill, which is Bill William Rockefeller. That is David Rockefeller's dad, actually, in the Old West. And then Inferno Fox is good. Listen to some of my ColdNights buddies and editing videos before Super Monday hits. And then Show Collect says, what's up, Nimbus? And then, welcome in, Nimbus. I'm glad to see you here, man. And then, hey, Chill, how you doing, boss? Pretty good, just making that bacon. Then, oh, man, that sounds good. Wish I had some bacon wrapped on my hot dogs and burgers we had today. Oh, I got burgers waiting on me when we get done with this, man. And thanks to the miracle that is the air fryer, they'll be like good as new. And that's a question for Jay, so we'll go ahead and save that, Caesar, for when he comes back. And then the song Broken Valley Wakes is so good and relaxing. Please give it a listen when you guys get the chance. You know me and music, Caesar. So Broken Valley Wakes is what that's called. I will absolutely listen to that. 100%. I'm always looking for good music. Then I actually been making money, but yes, I could cook some bacon for lunch. Everything's better with bacon. There is no debate about this. Everything's better with bacon. But yeah, I got some good reaction in the chat. And then wonder if dollars would taste good on hot dogs. LOL. I would not want to eat dollars. We got a question for you, actually. So Scorpio says, hey, Jay, ever played Divinity 2? Ego Draconis / Dragon Knight Saga on 360? Recently picked it up amongst my FOMO bind, and it's a fantastic game.
I'll definitely have to check it out because me and my wife played Divinity. So definitely got to check. Because I think he said there was some great music on the soundtrack too.
Yeah, he said the song Broken Valley Wakes is so good and relaxing. So please give it a listen when you guys get a chance. And so definitely be doing that tonight. 100%.
I brought a couple more special controllers too.
Beautiful.
So I love this one. This one is a wireless through PDP, and it glows in the dark.
Oh, shit.
This one is beautiful.
Damn, is that like a Mario themed controller? It's got the star.
Yeah, yep. It's got the superstars. And I love this one because I've been getting really crazy into Animal Crossing recently again. I was a huge fan back in the day on the GameCube and the the Wii, and I recently have been getting into New Horizons, and I've been playing so much with Mandy. She's helped me so much. Thank you, Mandy. It's been awesome. I hope we continue. But this is one of my favorite cute ones. It's a nano, and it's got Tom Nook. So awesome.
Oh, my sister.
They have one at Game. They have one at GameStop right now with Timmy and Tommy. I got to get that one next. It's another.
My sister would geek the fuck out.
I got to get it.
My sister would geek the fuck
I love these
out,
things,
dude.
man.
That's awesome. That is amazing. Let's see here. So then, Zoo, you should start making limited run game conspiracy videos. I don't know if it's a conspiracy.
That would be awesome.
I don't know if it's a conspiracy at this point. Like, just have like my ghost like pointing to like the chalkboard that everybody points to with like the million different fucking arrows. Like, yeah, I can picture the thumbnail, but I don't know if it's much of a conspiracy anymore. I feel like this is 5 years in and we're still finding copies of fucking Fata Morgana. Come on. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It could well be. Again, it could have just found it on a truck, like they find my Monte Cristo Cuban cigars. So found them on a truck. Now that would be one filthy dog. Yeah, I don't know about putting money on anything as far as. Yo, Upper Nimbus, my guy. He says, "What's up, Kaiser?" And then Brick says, "I love Big Bang Theory. The show is so funny." Brick, I got a challenge for you. So I want you to. There are episodes of The Big Bang Theory with the soundtrack turned, the laugh track turned off. I would like you to watch an episode of The Big Bang Theory and find one with no laugh track, and tell me if it's still funny. Now, I'm not saying it's not funny. Humor is subjective. Yeah. But I will argue that one of the greatest things in terms of my background in cognitive science, one of the greatest American innovations of all time, Brooke, is the laugh track. It literally laughs for you. And what the reason why the laugh track works so well is the concept of social proof. So social proof, which I literally call one of the most powerful forces in the universe, is that if you see a large group of people doing something, you are very likely to just follow that large group of people. It's a very, very common human experience, one of the most persuasive things in the world, and it's why Metacritic is so powerful. It's why consensus reviews are so powerful. That word of mouth, when combined with large numbers of people, is almost irresistible. It's a cognitive shortcut that people like Edward Bernays have been literally taking advantage of for over a century now. And it was only enhanced by Robert Cialdini's work in cognitive science. But I could talk about that forever. But I do want you to go on YouTube, look up Big Bang Theory with no laugh track, and watch an episode, and just tell me about your experience doing that. I'm very curious. And then Mad Kaiser says, Fallout, good show. Great show, but we won't talk too much about it here because of the spoilers. I don't want to spoil anybody on it, but it's incredible. Like, they did a great fucking job. I've not seen the show. Wish I had Prime. Well, Show Collects, DM me, and I can give you my Prime. Well, actually, it's tied to a bunch of financial. I can't do that because I forgot that your Prime's also tied to your Amazon account. Not that I don't trust you. It's just I don't want that out there. Shit. I'd love to hook you up, homie. I would love to hook you up. But I'll look to see if there's a way to pirate it. I might send you some links if you're willing to see all the 7 seasons. Ella Purnell, Lucy from Fallout is so damn pretty. Well, not if you hear what some of these man babies are saying about the show, Caesar. There are actually people saying that the actress that plays Lucy is ugly. Can you believe that shit? I've seen it. I've fucking seen it. Yeah, they're saying that that's a girl boss show. They're saying that she's too unattractive, that her eyes are too big, that she doesn't have a big enough ass. They've literally edited her ass in like the poster to be like this big, disgusting looking thing that looks completely fake. Like, people on Twitter are fucked up, man.
I don't. That stuff drives me crazy.
They're fucked up
because when like, I'm so sick of it. Like, okay, I'm a man, right? I like women, right? But I didn't watch that show to see sexy women. I watch it because it's freaking Fallout.
Fucking
Like,
A.
and
Yep.
she's not ugly. She's a very beautiful
Oh,
woman.
that's
But like,
well, she's gorgeous.
and as great as her acting was, like I certainly didn't. I wasn't sitting there and be like, I can't wait to get home from work to see Ella Purnell's ass. That's the stupidest damn thing. And
It's
if you're
very
thinking like
pathetic.
that, come on, guys,
It's
get your
very
damn head out of the gutter. Enjoy the shows for what they are.
yes.
Respect and enjoy women for their talents, not just the way they look.
Thank you.
Because she did a great job acting that. Like, come on, give it a break.
Her character
Like I said,
is so
I'm a
fun.
dude. I'm a dude. I love looking at women, and that I just can't believe that we even talk about that stuff. It's so
it's
stupid.
insane. And her character, like you mentioned her character, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about something that actually fucking matters. And that's her characterization,
Mhm.
starting as the naive vault dweller. And where she starts at the beginning, she's so goddamn funny and just endearing. And then by the end, you have seen so much character development with this character. By the end of that
It
that season,
it's it's so great, without getting into too much spoilers, but to see someone have their whole world turned upside down and the way she reacts to it, the way she acted through that is much more important than the shape of her butt or how big her eyes are. Come on.
100%, 100%, like fucking unbelievable. And then yeah, he says indeed, Scorpion sees Arcade. And then also Mad Kaiser says she also voices Jinx from Arcane, which is another fucking bangerang of a show. I
Yep.
did not
She's a
know
great
that.
character too.
I fucking
Great
love that
character.
show. That show is full of great characters. That show is one of the better explanation. That's one of the better explorations of power I've ever seen on a show. Like the actual dynamics of power are on full display in that show, and it is incredible to witness. Yeah, Arcane. If you guys haven't seen Arcane, like holy shit, what are you doing?
Definitely worth checking out.
And Scorpio says sees Arcane says, "Oh, sick." Yeah, yeah, I did not know that. Yeah, another great show all around. Absolutely. Keen for the upcoming season 2. Same goes for Fallout as well. Yeah, I feel like we've been waiting on Arcane season 2 for a long ass time though, guys. Like, where the fuck is that the writer's strike that might have held that back a little bit? Because I know there was that going on. Because I feel like that should have come out by
I just hope they don't put too many more characters in it because I'm gonna end up buying so many goddamn figures of League of Legends people.
now.
Like I already want to buy like 10. And if they end up in the goddamn show, I'm gonna go crazy.
Right.
It's insane. I keep posting them in Discord, and like no one in our Discord plays League of Legends, so like no one cares. But
Well, I don't play the game, but I
they're
watch the show.
if you have not checked out the incredible figures they have on their website, go check it out. Because even if you don't like the games, they look stunning. And it's not just waifu figures. There's freaking incredible looking male figures too that look sexy, that look tough, that look scary. Like this, literally so many characters, but they do a great job with their sculpt.
Okay. And then Chill Collect says New Vegas to go. Yeah, in terms of the story and the world building, yes. But man, Fallout 4 is just a lot of fun to play. It's just so much fun. The gunplay and the power armor mechanics, the settlement building, even like fuck. I've wasted a whole goddamn day away on settlement building. Like,
Wait, did you get that DLC where you build a vault? That's fun as hell too.
you could build a vault?
Yeah, one of the DLCs is building and like running your own vault.
Well, I'm sure I have it because I got the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah.
So. Oh,
It's really good.
That's
And
awesome.
all the DLCs, the Far Harbor, the Nuka World, and the Vault one are incredible.
Yeah,
They're
there's
all
one where the Mechanist
wonderful.
from Fallout 3 is back, so I gotta go punch him out because he decided to be a comic dork in Boston now.
Anyone that says that Fallout 4 is bad, I'm telling you right now, you're wrong. You're insane.
Yeah,
You can like the other games better, but Fallout 4 can't be bad.
I've heard, yeah, and I heard
Then you didn't play enough of it.
and that's the thing. I heard a lot of people say that shit, and it probably kept me from jumping in as long as I did. But I'm glad I did. It's fun, guys. It's very fun. Yeah, I would say a true rare or valuable game would have to have been released retail. Just a personal thought. LOL. Well, I got several games that were limited run releases, and because of that, they're extraordinarily expensive. But I think I get your point, which is like in terms of fair playing field, like yeah, a retail release that is rare is going to be more impressive than a limited one because by its nature, a limited release is going to be more valuable. So yeah, I see what you're saying. That's if they're even limited releases at all. Dun dun dun.
Well,
So
but it's also a lot less entertaining and fun to track because that's produced in artificial scarcity. Whereas games, based on how they sell, and that decides whether they'll get reprints or not, whether the games were heavily clearanced,
mhm.
a whole bunch of different things, whether they were banned, if there was restrictions on them, things like that. Like those things affect the ratings. Guys like me running up into GameStop and buying anything that Axis or NIS releases
Yep,
physically, like we
100%.
all know, oh, a new Nicalis game, let me grab that. Like we all
Yeah.
clear out the shelves. I'm used to being the one guy that goes in GameStop and I can't get it sealed because they only got one copy of it and they opened it and put it on the wall. And I'm like, son of a bitch, I wanted it sealed. But
Well, yeah, yeah. Certain games, like anything, like I just recently became a Trails guy and just finished my first Trails game. Yeah, if you don't get Trails games immediately, they're gone, guys. Like in anything by NIS, 100%. Like there's a few companies that are like that. That if you don't grab it, gone. Like no chance. So yeah, that's kind of the fun of retail as well. Is just going in and being like, oh yeah, I'll take it. Rush Dog's in the house. Evening, gents. What's going on, Rush? Glad you can make it in, buddy. Chill says, yeah, I've only played through Super Mario RPG Remake recently, and I can definitely see why everyone likes it. But I want to see what Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is all about. Yeah, it's a banger. It's great. But so is Mario RPG. Like the Switch, we eating good in Nintendo Switch land. We are still eating good, honestly. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what happens here. We're literally probably about a half a month away from seeing the future here, at least as far as the last gasp of the Switch. And then yeah, in Australia, Upper Nimbus says we always pay $80+ Yeah, we gotta help. We gotta help our fellow Aussies out as far as there's got to be something we can do about their fucking games market, man. Got to be something we can do for them. Every time I hear about the absolute horror show if we can only make Australia's game market measure up to Australia's Kentucky Fried Chicken, because they have the good KFC, is what Mandy always says.
right, yeah, Mandy, yeah, she loves that.
Now, Rush Dog says Microsoft might just be chasing tech industry investor hype with these latest AI announcements. Don't forget that Microsoft cited the metaverse guy, fucking morons, as a reason to acquire Activision Blizzard in 2022. Yeah, how's that working out? That was that was not great. And here's the thing, like even if it's true that like the AI doesn't pan out, Rush, like what are the short-term consequences with these layoffs, So they could be, you're right, they could be laying off all these devs for this generative AI that doesn't do shit. And now we have less devs in the industry, and it's just a shame. I hate to see it. I absolutely hate to see it. It's fucking short-term thinking at its finest. What is that?
Smolov.
Smoliv. Dude, Smoliv's evolution in Scarlet Violet is one of my favorite. There's the pig. Yeah, I haven't used the pig much, Lechonk or whatever. But I
Yep.
did use Smoliv's full evolution. I give that motherfucker a weakness policy and max out his special attack. He's like a glass cannon, though. You hit him with a weakness, it literally he goes up 2 spaces on his special attack, and it's a matter of what he can't one shot. It's fucking incredible. You use him with a speed swap Pokemon, nothing can take him out. Smoliv's evolution, whatever it's called. I can't think of its name right now.
Lechonk was my first shiny, so Lechonk has a special place in my heart.
Has that dubious honor of being like it's the shiny Pokemon. It was a fucking
Yep.
I've still not run into a shiny Pokemon in Scarlet Violet.
I'm currently furious at my son or wife, whoever lost it.
Okay.
I don't know if any of you are aware when Scarlet and Violet came out, there was a double pack that was only available at retail stores like Walmart and Target.
Okay.
And it's super rare. And that's what I bought day one. We never saw it again. Our store got 2 copies. And they've lost my Scarlet game.
Oh, shit.
Like, I can't find it. I have the case. I still have the outer case. I have the one I played because I played Violet. And I can't find my damn Scarlet game. It better be somewhere in this house.
And you're one of the Scarlet Violet. I won't call apologists because I genuinely enjoyed the game, but you're one of these Scarlet Violet stands. We'll call you. That you
Yeah,
actually
no, I
really,
love those games.
yeah,
Yeah.
you thoroughly enjoyed the game, and you're like, anybody who doesn't like this game is come on, bunch of babies, like basically. Uh, I'm of two minds on it. I thoroughly enjoyed Scarlet Violet, and I say that every time I talk about it. I can also see what people were talking about technically because man, there was some crazy shit going on in that game. And actually, that didn't bother me nearly as much as like these people have no interiors. These people just build houses to build houses. There ain't no interiors anywhere in that world. Like aside from like gyms and like an occasional restaurant, there's no interiors. Where are all the interiors in Scarlet Violet's world? I don't know. That's one of the things.
No, I'm not a stand to the point where I will say that those games are better than Sword and Shield because I
You like,
enjoyed the hell out of Sword and Shield too.
you like
I
Sword
might
and
even
Shield
say I
better?
like them better.
Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that like I didn't find Scarlet and Violet to be like a 9 out of 10 because for me it's about the enjoyment. And I think that if you were to look and trend with what kind of collectors or game players you're talking to, I think your retro people probably have more tolerance for some bugs or problems in the games because we're not super graphics performance based people.
Right.
Like if I'm going to go back and play a pixelated RPG and enjoy the hell out of it like I would a modern game, it's not going to bother me if there's certain things. And I'm not making excuses. The game could have
Right.
been better. But I'm saying even in its busted state, it's a 9. If they had made improvements, made some interiors, fixed some of the performance issues, that could have been a 10. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, 100%. And again, I would say I thoroughly enjoyed my time. I thought the new Pokemon were fucking fantastic. I
Yep.
really enjoyed the new Mons. I really enjoyed like what is it, the Tinker Tank or that fucking
Yeah.
thing is like one of my favorite goddamn things anywhere now. Like it has the
But
go-go
I
guy.
will say though, if they had had just the Sword and Shield Pokemon in that world in that busted game, it would not have been good. The saving grace for that game was the incredible new Pokemon designs and some
Really
of the
cool.
gameplay things they added in.
Very yeah, genuinely cool stuff. Brooke Barnes is flipping the switch. How was the weather up your last night? It was bad down here. We didn't catch it in Springfield nearly as bad as some folks did. We got it was really really bad early in the morning, and then it kind of tapered off, and it was just kind of rainy off and on. So yeah, it was bad here, but it's I we were bracing for some bad shit, and it didn't quite pan out, thankfully. I hope you're okay because yeah, you said it was bad down there, so hopefully no property damage or auto damage. Although funny I just mentioned that I am in the market for a new car now because I have a bad habit. So anybody who sees my video game collection and then sees what I drive, they would laugh their ass off. We are going to upgrade substantially this time, but I tend to get fairly old vehicles that I drive. So a lot of people do have critiques of that when they come to my house. Or like, boy, if you would put the money you put into your video games into your automobile, like you would probably be set. And I'm just like, it's just not something I value. A car is four wheels and a seat. It gets me place to place. The video games are entertainment and enjoyment for me. Like, not to mention, it's I can walk and chew gum at the same time. If I wanted a nicer car, I would get a nicer car. And I guess it's time to finally get a nicer car. But like, yeah, like fuck, 2003 Buick Century gets me place to place. But now that it has been driven till literally the wheels fell off, the sway bar literally rusted the fuck out. So that's game over. So now I'm gonna upgrade probably into the 2013 to 2016 range. So yep. So anybody know any car deals in the Springfield, St. Louis, Chicago area, anywhere in that area? Let me know. Um,
And I saw in chat, Keithia said that they were able to get that double pack on Amazon. I wasn't aware of that. That's pretty cool. I just know that I never saw it again in retail. Like the places had their initial ship of it. And Chill Collects, it said the GameCube GameStop over there actually had some of them on clearance. That's pretty neat.
yeah, I never saw the double packs actually. Those were a little hard to locate. It seemed like.
Yeah.
I actually never saw those. Let's see here,
I
and
mean,
then
again, it's just an outer sleeve. There was nothing special about the games, but
right.
it's in my head that I had to have the damn outer sleeve.
Rush Dog says new first-party Switch releases have been significantly cheaper on PlayAsia for a year at least. Yeah, I get a lot of those at PlayAsia's, just because they've got a little bit of a better deal, and I don't really give a shit about the ESRB rating in most cases. And then Orbology had said, yeah, in my understanding, UK has a lot. And again, thanks for that, Emily. That's really good information. Definitely worth cross-referencing. Mad Kaiser says, yo, Emily is in the house. And then we got the Monster in. Hey, Monster, thanks for coming in, buddy. Appreciate you. So can we talk about the GameCuber cover? We got mad screwed there too. Yeah, so my understanding is there was a specialty GameCube cover that was only in New York. That kind of sucks. Yeah, like if you went to the New York Nintendo store, you had a special slip cover that was the GameCube style cover of the game. And it's only available as a exclusive to the New York Nintendo store. Yeah. So that definitely happened. But what I would tell you is that, Etsy's already got your hookup. It's not official, Monster, but you can literally go to Etsy and there's people selling those exact slip covers. Just basically somebody who went and got the New York store slipcover has basically taken it and replicated it and are now selling them. So the market always finds a way, it seems like, although it's not official. And then Miss Mandy says, "Yeah, I feel like pre-orders were always a little cheaper in Australia too. So for example, EB Games excluded." She says, "So EB giving you guys a hard time there? You still have EB there, which is kind of cool." And then Orbologist says, hello, wanted to stop by in between editing. Hey, welcome in, Emily, for another friend of the show that is just fantastic. Fantastic content. Very useful in terms of collecting and navigating auction sites and discussions on how to account for games. And it's good. Another good channel. Another absolutely good channel. And the Monster says, also, howdy, fellas. Oh, we got Joey Ferris in the house. Joey, what's up, man? So this is Joey Ferris. He says, "Where is Ferris Wheel Pro?" Well, you know, like I explained to people on Twitter, life happens, and real life is sure as fuck a whole lot more important than what happens here on the internet. So, something came up, something comes up. We will make that happen eventually, Joey, and I'm looking forward to that talk. But there's no worries at all about that, man. And I'm glad you could be in here. I hope everything got worked out. And yeah, hopefully we can have some fun here tonight. But yeah, don't worry about that. I am greatly looking forward to that talk whenever we can make it. Whenever we can make it so, as Captain Picard says. And I have every confidence we will do that. Then Matt Kaiser says, no worries. Rush Dog says, hey, the Monster, I got the GameCube cover. Trust me, you're not missing much. It's made of paper and feels kind of cheap. You can download and print your own cover from My Nintendo too. Oh, so I wonder if that's what the Etsy dudes are doing. They're just printing it out and selling it for people. And then the Monster says, at Rush, yeah, I saw that. LOL. I would still have gladly paid for a physical cover, use my plat points and all that, which, yeah, I always forget those fucking exist. But yeah, if you got plat points, definitely remember that, guys. You can use those. Then Upper Nimbus says, I've got to get back into New Horizons. I am terrified to load up my New Horizons and see my overgrown fucking disaster of a fucking island. And there'll be this little shack, and all of my neighbors will have like multi McMansions. I can't wait to see that.
All right, I got one.
Okay.
So, chat and Zoo, who is your favorite villager in Animal Crossing? Mine is absolutely Goldie.
Yeah,
Love Goldie to death.
Goldie's very popular.
And I just got far enough in this playthrough that I should be able to use my amiibo card soon and get Goldie in the village. I have Goldie in my campsite on mobile, and I'm like maxed out with Goldie, and we're best friends. Goldie is the greatest. But what's everyone's favorite?
So I've got I don't know them. I don't know the series well enough to know them by name, but I have I think it's a raccoon. No, because that's Tom Nook. It's some kind of a rodent critter that is obsessed with working out and is my neighbor. And he seems to be a lot of fun.
Nice.
But I can't think of his actual name. But Tom Nook, you gotta love Tom Nook and respect the hustle. He's such a fucking gangster. Like he's such a fucking smooth
he's
operator,
he's he's the Animal Crossing snake oil salesman.
and he's so good at it. He's so polite and how he does it. Like, gotta respect the hustle. Speaking of, we have that Tom Nook one too. The nanos are so cute. Oh,
All right, so we got Coco, yay. Bob, yep. Judy, awesome. Kabuki. Emily
oh,
likes Agnes.
I was gonna say,
Ozzy is awesome. Ozzy's in my
yep.
mobile campsite.
So Miss Mandia says Ozzy, or Malology says Agnes. One of my first villagers. Mine is Kabuki. Scorpio sees Arcade's favorite. Male Bob, female Judy. Coco is my favorite. She's a little weirdo. Yeah, I gotta get back into Animal Crossing. I don't know any of these by name, but I bet you if I saw
Yo,
one
I'm telling you. Let me tell you, I'll share a video with you.
Mhm.
I watched it yesterday. It's like a 40-minute video from
Okay.
one of the great. I've got into a whole new world of Animal Crossing creators. It's this guy. Oh, I'm trying to remember his name. I'll have to send you the video later. But he did a huge poll on the top 50 and bottom 50 of everyone's favorite villages of all the 400 plus that have been out since the original game in Japan. And it was a super cool watch because like a lot of them I haven't even seen. So I was like, oh, I want to meet that one, or I want to meet that one. And I'm sitting there looking up if I can get amiibo cards of them and stuff. Like it was a really fun watch. So I'll have to share that.
100%. Yeah, because yeah, there's like cards that came with each one that they used to very collectible too. My understanding is.
Yeah.
Um, so Rush Dog says New Horizons is awesome, but I miss when Animal Crossing had NES games in it. Yeah, I actually argue, like famously and infamously, I actually argue that was one of the massive reasons for that game's success. Is it did have like little mini NES games in the actual first Animal Crossing, and when this is discovered, like old school gamers went ape shit for that. Now, of course, that's not why Animal Crossing was successful, as other games have proven by not having that. But you know me, I'm not going to give the GameCube credit for shit. So it was the NES games that sold that game. Like that's what I used to actually say. Now again, data has proven that to be a ridiculous position. But Brick Barnes says I have wanted to play Eternal Darkness. I've never played it, but the game is too expensive. Yeah, that's kind of what a lot of people have said as well. And that's why we're kind of hoping, hey, we got one last chance potentially here to see what Nintendo has in store for us. So maybe they surprise you, Brick. Maybe they surprise you with another port. Rush Dog says all laugh track sitcoms sound weird with the laugh track off, including classics like Seinfeld and Friends. The actors account for the laugh track with their delivery. Yep, also very important. But yeah, the laugh track outsources the laughter. Yeah, Bernays would be exceptionally proud. In fact, he might have had a hand in it. That was an incredible thing. So until Collects says Lamau, it's all good. I might get Prime soon to continue watching Invincible and soon The Boys. OJ got me into The Boys. You've got to check out the fucking Boys. And then V mentions Invincible, and I need to get on that. But yeah, she's wanting me to watch that. But The Boys is fucking incredible. I'm just got through the first season, and oh my god, that's a show. That's an experience. It's so dark, but it's so realistic on how superheroes would actually be because it's really a meditation on what happens when you have too much power. You're gonna have that. So that's Eevee. I know that one. Yeah, I know
It's
Eevee.
special golden Eevee.
When are we gonna get?
Golden Eevee.
Oh, it's a golden Eevee. Okay. When are we gonna get more evolutions? Are they done with the evolutions? Or
I think they'll have some in the next game.
man, we need some more. Like there's
Nothing beats Sylveon, so
no Sylveon is best. Pixelate Sylveon is just OP. OP as fuck. Like it's a matter of what a pixelated and I think you can actually breed it to get like Boom Burst. I might be wrong on that, but that thing would be monstrous. Like that would be absolutely fucking monstrous team Pokemon. Those man babies are pathetic. Yeah, they've been really showing their ass as of late, haven't they, Caesar? Like talking about the gamer TM man babies. Like holy shit, man. Like a lot of ass showing with those guys lately. Her character arc was fantastic. Okie dokie. Oh, it's so great. Like, and then I love it when she's talking to the shopkeeper. Tiny, tiny spoiler, but that is some kind of Sonic abomination.
It's
Let's see.
Cream.
It's who?
Why are you so mean to Cream?
So that's what I mean. It's that I just the Sonic fandom scares the shit out of me.
Oh, there's definitely some weird crap like Pregnant Knuckles and like Vor comics and stuff, but
yeah,
if you just take it for the childhood wonder and don't get into the weird sickos,
right.
Sonic is just as great as Mario.
Well, I was telling Show Collects that like one of the original story beats for the original Sonic movie, when they had that fucking abomination with the human teeth and the actual separate eyes, and one of the actual story beats was that Sonic got his shoes stolen. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, if you show Sonic the Hedgehog's feet on the big screen, you have no idea what you will unleash on planet Earth. Do not show that hedgehog's feet. Like fucking do not do that. Don't do it, man. Like you will not want to be held responsible for what happens. Brick says, I just watched the one where it shows off to Leonard how smart she is with Sheldon's help. There was no laugh track. I watched it on TV an hour ago. And did you laugh? I guess that's my ultimate question for this little scientific experiment. Did you laugh without the laugh track? Is I guess what I'm curious about. Video Games Plus gets Trails reprints from time to time, and that's everybody should be checking Video Games Plus from time to time. That's great advice. Just because they are doing the Lord's work as far as people who might miss game releases. Upper Nimbus says usually anything JRPG or anime themed you got to buy day one, especially for Switch. At least down under we stock horribly. And yes, KFC is finger licking good down here, which Mandy says 100%. The Monster says I loved LeChonk, had him on my team. And then Cho says the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet double pack is rare. I'm glad I had that double pack. And then that's where you said, Keith, yeah, bought them on Violet on Amazon, which that's fantastic. Because again, I've never actually seen one. Scarlet Violet had a lot of optimization issues, and the story was okay, but I enjoyed it. And see, that's what we're saying. Like, it's still an enjoyable game. Like, is it acceptable technically? No, but it was fun. And all I ask in a Pokemon is to have a fun metagame. That's all I ask. Like, if you can have a fun battle game, that's what I like about Pokemon. I'm not super into the gotta catch them all. I like the actual mechanics of the battling. Like, that's what I get into. So if you got good new Pokemon and good new moves and good trainers, and Nimona was fucking amazing, and Guy, who you hunt giant Pokemon with, is amazing. I like the characters. I liked all the characters in the game. I thought they were pretty cool. Although Leon is still OP as far as like a master trainer. It's Cynthia and it's Leon. They're OP. I will always stand those two. As far as like the champions.
I've started recently picking up import games when I go to the game store.
Yeah.
We have a couple of nice retro stores in Nashua, New Hampshire. And we were talking about Dynasty Warriors earlier. I was so happy to find this a couple of weeks ago. This is Multi-Raid 2, and it is
what's that?
The original name for what we called Strike Force when it came here, where they all have like god forms. And I was so happy to pick this up. It has a beautiful book, right? And it has, what I loved about this so much is it has the little order form and advertisement for the minifigures they made. My wife bought me this whole set 2 years ago for Christmas. So it was so cool to find this advertisement from Japan for something I actually got. And
okay.
It's just so neat. Like, I love picking these up. I get a whole bunch of Super Famicom games. And I'll plug them. I mean, none of you live up here in New Hampshire. But Bizarre Game Trading, definitely awesome. Awesome little store. I don't know if they sell online, but in Nashua, New Hampshire, definitely check them out.
I was going to say,
good stuff. I picked up a couple others here.
I bet being in New
Final
England,
Fight
you've got
2.
a great scene. Ooh,
beautiful.
That's an expensive one too.
some nice Dragon Quest that I won't be able to read in Japanese.
Nice. Yeah, Dragon Quest
But
V, one of my favorite of all time. I've got a reproduction
so
card in English.
that's a rabbit hole I've been starting to go down, and I'm
Reproductions.
gonna spend a whole bunch of money
Yeah.
I don't need to. But
And by the way, that's a great way. I don't know if it's still that way, but one of my advice to people when they were collecting for Super Nintendo back when I was writing on the hub, if you can't afford like Mega Man X2, X3, buy Rockman 2, Rockman X3, and Rockman X2, because the Japanese version is far more expensive, cheaper. And then on top of it being cheaper, um, you don't need the fucking English to play the game. Like you can figure it all out without the English. It doesn't. You don't need English. Whereas those Dragon Quest, you're probably fucked, buddy. Like, although I did have a buddy who literally played through like Japanese import RPGs, and he would do it using like game facts guides, translation guides. I couldn't imagine doing that. Like, yeah, I'll pay for a reproduction card. It's like we'll be good. Chocolate says, I actually remember when GameStop was doing the 20, 50, 75% off on games. They actually had the double packs of Scarlet and Violet on sale for $30. Damn. Ali says, yeah, I'm told to put my collection on a down payment on a house. They don't get that, yeah, it looks like a lot, but buying a house and paying it all up front is harder than buying games slowly. True. 100% true. And just tell them, yeah, well, I like it. That's what I tell them. It's like, yeah, well, I like it. Obviously, you are not a golfer. That's what I tell people when they criticize my big collection. Like, obviously, you are not a golfer. Does double packs so quick? I mean to say Penny. Oh, okay, Penny from Big Bang Theory, and that is Mario and Donkey Kong. Yeah, good old DK.
Yeah, Walgreens exclusive. I was a sucker for these when they came out. They put out 2 or 3. They had a Mega Man set. Good stuff.
No, that's good. Donkey Kong is one of my most favorited machines when I go down to the Galloping Ghost once a month for my like arcade binge for like one of my weekend days.
Nice.
Always down at Galloping Ghost, and I hog the Donkey Kong machine. People must hate me. Then the monster says in Canada.
No, they're not. They're not magnets, Monster. They're just they look like magnets, but they're not. The backs of them are black, but they no. Because they put out a whole bunch of these individual figures too, the pixelated ones.
That's so
I think
cool.
I bought all those. They had hanger versions and they had check lane versions. I spent so much money on check lane figures from Mario and Sonic, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's so badass. Yeah, those are some really cool designs, and again, they hold up. And by the way, like everybody talks about, like what's so attractive about Donkey Kong, and why people still holds our attention. And part of it, I think, is the industrial design, which Miyamoto actually had a degree in. So Miyamoto was not a degree in game development or anything like that, because there was no such thing back then. He was an industrial design major, and it shows in some of his early work, like Wrecking Crew and Donkey Kong. Like that industrial design, the girders, all that very much shows off.
I was so excited in the recent Nintendo release, their latest series of figures. They had a Diddy and a Donkey Kong, and one of them actually comes with a plastic DK barrel, and it's the first time the plastic DK barrel has appeared in any of the figure lines. I literally bought it just for the damn barrel.
Is that Jack Pacific?
I don't know if Jazz Pacific's making those or Mattel. I don't have.
Yeah, the Jack's Pacific's made some badass fucking.
It's got to be Jack's. It's got to be Jack's.
They made some badass Mario toys. In fact, I literally rushed to the store after you. It was you and Caesar showing off your like fucking like steam breathing Bowser. Fuck yeah, dude, yep. That was awesome. I'm like, I gotta get one of these right now. I felt like I was 12 years fucking old again. And keep in mind, I'm the guy that's like,
awesome.
I'm the guy that's like having toys as an adult in your house is silly. And then here I am with a fucking Bowser toy sitting on my mantelpiece now because it's that fucking cool.
I got one for Caesar. Caesar, do you remember this? WrestleMania, the album, baby.
Ooh, okay.
This is so rare to have a physical disc of.
I just
you remember that, Caesar?
Got back into pro wrestling after watching Super Eye Patch Wolf's The Unreality of Pro Wrestling. And basically, it was the story of Roman Reigns, like, and how, like, welcome to the unreality of pro wrestling, where fiction informs reality and reality informs fiction. And it was a hell of a story to watch what that guy went through to get to like the level he's at now. Like the story of Roman Reigns, that was a wild ride, man. And so that kind of got me into pro wrestling again, and I've kind of been enjoying it ever since. And I'll tell you, I like Cody, but it hasn't been the same without our tribal chief. I'll tell you. Like I don't know.
One of these days, I'm gonna release on my YouTube channel my tryout video that I did for Tough Enough. I really did one.
You got to do it.
And
You got to.
one of these days, maybe for like a 1,000 subscriber, we're coming up on it. Maybe 2,000 subscribers, but one of these days, you guys will see it, and you will get to see me running around like a goddamn madman. I'll give you a little insight into it. Like I was trying to go for like the new Face of Fear type of character, so like along the Kane, Undertaker,
Okay.
Bray Wyatt type of line.
Or like the mystical, like the mystical guy, like scary guy gimmick.
Yeah, like because I was always a huge wrestling fan, and again, I'm 6'8". At my highest weight, I was 500 pounds. Right now, I'm like 330. But like, you know, I've always been big and, believe it or not, athletic. I played baseball and basketball through high school and everything. And I had totally made like a whole wrestling gimmick. And it was going to be basically a play on Falling Down, where I was going to be like a financial advisor dude that like went mad. And I would be like basically like a horror version of Erwin R. Shyster.
Yeah, IRS.
Like, yeah. And it was going to be so cool. I even had my finisher, which was a variation of Farouk's Dominator,
Nice.
And it was going to be called the stock market crash. Like, it was going to be freaking awesome.
That's cool.
So it was legit, and there is a video out there that exists. It was actually technically my first YouTube video.
Okay.
And it got like 500 hits from the associates that work at the store I was managing at the time, at the Walmart I was managing. So they actually Walmart actually had me take it down. They're like, you're making too much of a buzz amongst the associates. Please. Okay. They didn't demand, but they were like, please take it down. We don't want them talking about you running around. It was pretty classic. It was pretty classic back in the day. So,
well, you got to do it. You got maybe for your 1,000 special coming up.
Stock market crash. Who volunteers? We'll do a video of me doing the stock market crash on somebody.
Nice. Better have a big mattress though. That's the thing. I'd do it.
Right. Yeah.
I'd have to be on a big mattress because. Yeah, that's what are you 6'8"? That's a long way to fall for a guy as big as I am.
6'8", 330. Yeah.
No.
I'd be afraid to do it. I'd be afraid to do it in this apartment. I'm pretty sure I'd break through the fucking floor. Like do actual structural damage.
Right. Then you got Keithia says, I think you can get that cover with platinum coins on the Nintendo Online store. Yeah, I think that's what Rush was alluding to. And then then just all the different fellow villagers. Then some of those villagers are pretty rare too, like Ketchup.
Yep, Ketchup is awesome. If you haven't seen a picture of Ketchup, go get Ketchup. It's awesome.
Let me look up Ketchup now real quick. Let's take a look. Oh, of course it's I just typed in Ketchup because I'm fucking drunk. No, it's Ketchup Animal Crossing.
There you go.
Got a big fucking thing of Heinz in my face. So Ketchup is like a duck. Ketchup the duck. I like him. I think he's okay. I like him. I really like Mira and her Sailor Moon aesthetic. That's what Upper Nimbus says. Love Glaceon. It was my friend's favorites. Yeah, Glaceon is a awesome looking Pokemon. The problem with Glaceon, the only problem with Glaceon, I love him, but he's Ice type. And they still have not managed to fix Ice type in Pokemon. Ice needs a fix. Like 100%. Yeah, Upper Nimbus says, don't forget about SonicFeet.exe.
Oh.
No. Super Eye Patch Wolf, what the internet did to Sonic. Just watch the video. You'll see why I'm scared.
Yeah.
Shiki's in the house. What's going on, Shiki? Says, what a line to come into. Classic Zoo. Sonic the Hedgehog has one of the most lovable cast of characters. The dark side of the fandom, however, not so much. Sonic Dreams Collection. Type in Sonic Dreams Collection, and you're welcome for the nightmares. Upper Nimbus, welcoming our cactus friend, Shinky. Shinky says, sup, I love Video Games Plus. Yeah, Video Games Plus is doing the Lord's work, man. Monster saying, sup. Brick Barnes said, no, I was in awe of Penny. Yeah, Penny was a fun character on Big Bang Theory. Marnie is peak Pokemon character design. Marnie, that was Sword and Shield. Yeah, Marnie was cool. I like it. Really stoked for the next Legends game. Me too, Monster. Actually taking their time is a big deal. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm very excited either way. But I'm not going to place any faith in Game Freak to actually make a functioning video game. Give me some good Pokemon. Give me an interesting region. We'll call it, and anything else is icing on the cake. So I wish for it, but I'm not going to prepare for it. And then Upper Nimbus says Marty is dope. And then yeah, the magnets question, which got answered, and then he said that's pretty sick. And then he said, yeah, it is Jack specific on the Donkey Kong. Just got Diddy myself. I need them to make Dixie already. Yeah, you can't leave out our girl Dixie. Fuck no.
I'm pretty sure they have a Dixie figure.
Okay.
They have to.
They can't leave.
I don't know that I have it, but now I'm curious. I got to know that because if they don't, I'm writing Jack right now.
She was on the best game. Both the best games. Tropical Freeze too. And then, dude, real talk, that Diddy fig is great. Got one years ago. Now, Caesar Arcade, he's super jelly, Jay. He never had that CD, the WrestleMania.
So it looks like Takara made one in Japan. It's like a little tiny mini figure.
Oh,
it is cute, but it doesn't look like. I'm not seeing anything. Wait. Wait. What is this? World of Donkey Kong minifigure. So it looks like she got a check lane figure. These are the check lane size ones. So she got a cash register figure, but not a full size like 4.5 figure.
It hasn't got like the Jack's like badass treatment, or let alone the Bowser treatment.
Oh, here's a close up of the Takara one. It is actually kind of cute. I love her little like pink beret.
Oh, is she like a painter in that?
That is cute. Yeah, right.
I like
that. That's neat.
That is neat. That's neat.
Damn it! I want to order one of those. That little figure that's like this big is $40 to import. Damn.
Let's see. Switch has a fantastic port of the arcade version of Donkey Kong. Digital only, but you don't own a digital game any less than you own an arcade cab you throw a few quarters into. Yeah, arcade Donkey Kong will always be best on the arcade. It was the hardware it was meant for. That said, there's also a fantastic port on the NES that is actually pretty good. So I can stick with that when I don't. And also the Galloping Ghost is 3-hour train ride away. So Galloping Ghost is very close to me. Mandy says, OMG, do it, Jay. And then Monster says, dude, we've got to see that. Mandy says, LOL. We absolutely need to see that, Rush Dog said. So yeah, I
was trying to scroll through my Facebook to see if I had any pictures from around that time. Like, I don't have anything from that video, but like I used to always pose. I was a lot like more muscular back then.
Right.
And because I wasn't 40 years old. And I was trying to. I have so many goddamn pictures of Facebook of my damn son. Like, I can't find my old pictures.
Right. Now, Caesar says I volunteer to take this stock market crash bump, Jay, but you got to let my Fruity Pebble ass hit you with an attitude adjustment.
Nice. Dude, Caesar, there we go. Scorpio Caesar versus ColdNights wrestling match for charity. We're doing it.
You should absolutely do that. And Caesar, if you could pick Jay up, like, you fucking earn that attitude adjustment.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
For sure.
It'd be a strong motherfucker. And then the Monster says catch up is so damn cool. And that catches us up on the super chat. So All righty. So I tell you what, too, man. So, oh, okay. So yeah, Scorpio says probably not as far as picking you up goes. So, so what do you think? When do you think we're going to end up getting the announcement for this new system now that it actually exists?
I honestly don't care.
Me neither.
I'm enjoying my Switch. I'm enjoying my Switch so much still,
It's so good.
that I literally don't care.
I'm glad to
I
see.
am a sucker for technology, and I'll buy it when it comes out, but it's not something that I'm ecstatic about. If it's backward compatible, great. It'll be perfect.
Has to be.
But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna still want to play with my incredible, Tears of the Kingdom Switch or my Animal Crossing Switch. Like, I like those because of they're like special. So like I'm completely happy. I play Switch for 90% of my gaming. The other 10%, I play MLB The Show. Everyone knows I love baseball. I do play that on PS5 because the Switch version is unplayable, unfortunately, because it
Yes.
needs precise input. It's very bad. It has extreme performance issues. But that's because they dumbed down a game to try to run on. And as a Switch fan, I know that the
A
Switch is
potato.
power-wise inferior to the other two.
Yes.
But the amazing games and the work that some people put into optimizing on it makes it special and better, in my opinion. But yeah, 90% on the Switch, I really don't even care. If they said they were canceling it and it was never coming out, I have enough Switch games, just like me and you have said. I could
Rest of
play
our
it till I'm
lives.
150 years old. Yep.
Rest of our lives. I'm
So
glad to see
fuck
your.
Switch 2. I don't even care.
I won't say that I don't care because I'm always curious from a business perspective to see what Nintendo does next. But in terms of a player and a gamer, yeah, I'm in the same. I'm actually more excited for this June Direct than I am for the Switch 2 announcement. I'm excited to see. I hope they continue to support the Switch. Actually, my best case scenario, I'm not going to lie, is that the Switch 2 has a slow start. I think it will do the macroeconomics, depending on what they do with it.
Mhm.
I think it will have a slow start. Well, not a slow start, because here's the thing. They love to come out of the gate, whether it's PS5 or whether it's Nintendo, and say, "Oh my God, fastest selling system right out of the gate." When they usually have a holiday launch, and if you have a holiday launch, guys, everything sells out during the holidays. Wait till February and March. That's what I always tell people. Then you can see what the actual demand is. Because the early adopters are going to come swoop in, they're going to knock it all out. And once the early adopters are all satiated, that's when you start to get the doldrums. And that's when you see what the real demand is. So we'll have to see, but ideally, it takes a little while for the Switch 2 to get going. Ideally for me, as a Switch lover, because that means we're going to get more Switch games, just like the PS4 still gets games, just like the Xbox Series, not Series, the Xbox One still gets games because of the slow adoption rate of the other consoles. So, kind of that what that is that's the customer humbling Sony and Microsoft. And who knows? Maybe they'll humble Nintendo too, because I can't really see what Nintendo is going to do to get people to move on to the Switch. Are you going to give them a new Mario Kart? Seems like Mario Kart 8 is fucking good enough, honestly. Seems like people fucking
It's
love it and
eternal.
still buy that game. A new Smash Brothers? You just gave us the best fucking Smash Brothers as far as variety ever. How are you going to top Ultimate? How are you going to top
Mhm.
all the fighters and all the stages? How the fuck do you top that? Are you going to give us a 2D Mario? You just blew your fucking wad on that in 2023 with Mario Wonder. How about a new Zelda game? Not giving us that. You just blew your wad on that in 2023 with Tears of the Kingdom. Is it going to be a new Splatoon? Well, you just put out Splatoon 3 in 2022. That game's going to get at least 5 years of network support. Not going to be Splatoon. So we're looking at a 3D Mario, which until very, very recently just has not been a system seller until the Switch. I guess that could be if they put out a really good 3D Mario. Mario Party, which actually does do a sizable amount of sales, it looks like. Although I don't know if that has a system attach rate. And that's really
That's something
about
I never
it.
got into.
Mario Party?
Yeah.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. You never got into Mario Party? It'll
I'd
make
rather play Jackbox or something like.
it'll Jackbox is very fun. Mario Party will make you fucking hate your friends, and it doesn't help that there's no online interactivity with the fucking stupid Mario Party games. So like they just don't do online very well. Nintendo never has. So that doesn't help. But yeah, like there's nothing like getting together with 4 friends in your house and fucking hating each other's guts over fucking Mario Party. Like literally, like you want to spill blood through that fucking game. Like, yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. So we've got Jay can go over, Caesar says. And then 3DS continued to get games for a couple years after Switch launch. Yeah, that's my hope, Rushes. I don't think they're going to cut it cold turkey either. I don't think they can, because I do think we're going to get a little bit of a slow start. I don't think the Switch customer is going to be super that much, aside from your traditional techie early adopters. I don't see a lot to justify moving Switch gamers over, but we'll have to see what they're offering. We'll have to see what they're offering. That said, Nintendo tends to stop supporting their older consoles a lot faster than Microsoft and Sony once their successor is launched. You have to at some point, man. Like I say about Sony and the PlayStation 5, if you don't have confidence in your own box, why the fuck would I as a customer have confidence in your box? Eventually you got to start moving over. You have to. Because if you don't, it shows a lack of confidence in your hardware. That's what it starts to show. Caesar says generally when Nintendo moves on from a console, they move on. Going to be exciting to see how the next launch goes. Yep, absolutely. I'm always interested in Nintendo from a business perspective. I can't ever say I'm not interested. As a gamer, I'm hoping it's slow going. Yeah, but think about how many of those dev teams have been silent the last few years. That's true. That's true, but it's very, very strange that they decided to, like, keep in mind, Monster, Mario Wonder should have been a system seller. Not sure it is based on its numbers. It's kind of been a fart in the wind. But that game should have been a system seller for all Nintendo knew. Okay.
Be right back.
Okay. Tears of the Kingdom absolutely could have been a system seller for that new system. I don't know. I don't know why they did that. If there's going to be a system in 2025, it's very confusing to me. There was I'm happy as a Switch consumer. I'm very happy with it. It's more games for me, but seems like some of those should have been powder hill to me. There was a 2-year difference between Splatoon 1 and 2. That's a good chance that Splatoon 4 is a Switch 2 launch year title. Was there only a 2-year difference? Interesting. Well, you figure though that they're going to give Splatoon 3 at least 5 years of support. So let's see, 2022, so 23, so puts it 2027. I don't know why they would cut the legs off of Splatoon 3 as good as it's doing for them that early. But I mean, if there was a 2-year difference between Splatoon 1 and 2, keep in mind they had to get the fuck away from the Wii U because the Wii U was like a burning platform. So I don't know. It's very possible, but and then Monster says like legit could be a nuts year for them. Well, it hasn't been too firing on all cylinders yet, but like let's wait to see what June shows up. Like I think June is going to be the swan song, but I don't know. It's going to be hard to beat Pikmin 4, Mario Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom for a swan song. It really is going to be tough to deal with. The OG Mario parties on N64 were the best, I reckon, and not too keen on the modern games. I like Superstars, but I didn't like the first one for the Switch. Yeah, I thought they fucking cheaped out. Let's see. Then you got my wife beat me and her 2 friends in Mario Party despite falling asleep halfway through. Yeah, isn't that the thing? You're just mad. You just sit there mad. Like that's how Mario Party does it, man. That's what happens, man. Splatoon 1 was 2015. Splatoon 2 was 2017. Then Splatoon 3 was 2022. Yeah. And then
Ooh,
you said
sorry about
Splatoon.
that.
No, you're good. Splatoon 3's launch may have been delayed by the pandemic. Excellent point, Rush. That's actually very possible. Yep. Pandemic delayed a lot of shit. Then Monsters, yeah, it's hard to gauge what sells a console. Very true. A new 3D Mario or Donkey Kong could potentially do it. The 3D Mario more so than the Donkey Kong. Now, if you had told me, Monster, that 3D Mario was going to sell systems, I would have laughed at you before the Nintendo Switch and Odyssey. But yeah, now there's no denying it. What's that?
Caesar will like this one.
It looks like.
Familiar with this one, Caesar?
Is that Blasphemous?
No. I want to see if Caesar knows what it's from. I'm sure he does.
Let's see. Splatoon 3's launch may have been delayed by the. Oh yeah, we already said that. So yeah. There's an interesting Final Fantasy VII rebirth rumor going around. Yeah, but that game's really not selling, is it? Like that game's on the struggle bus right now. Like I can't believe it compared
Really?
to. Huh? Yeah, Rebirth is not doing well. Like Rebirth has sold less than Final Fantasy 16 right now. I'm guessing something Resident Evil related.
See if he sees it. It's one of my favorite cool figures I picked up. It actually wasn't super expensive at all.
Well, yeah,
I think it was GameStop exclusive.
It says he didn't get a good view, but I think you corrected that.
So Hisako from the new Killer Instinct that they had put out on Xbox years ago, they did a line of figures, and she's the Onryu character.
Okay.
And she was like my favorite, and I had to have her. She's
Nice.
freaking awesome.
Monster says remake as a launch title. Oh, okay. But yeah, Rebirth didn't hit the goals. It is so good, though. A lot of really good things that are just bombing out right now. So it happened to a couple of movies, like Furiosa's bombing right now. And I don't know why, because Mad Max Fury Road did great. And I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's happening. Part of it is that we're in really bad macroeconomic headwinds, and movies are fucking expensive. And then I think with the video game space, I think we're just getting saturated, man. Although I don't know, that's not really an
Crash is
excuse.
coming.
Yeah, it feels that way. Everything keeps fucking bombing. Like whether it's Hollywood, whether it's video games. And everybody's got their pet theories as to why, but my response to some of these pet theories is that everything is in decline right now. Why wouldn't video games? Why wouldn't movies? Which is kind of scary because typically that's not the case. Typically, entertainment sector is immune to some of these fluctuations. Certain segments of entertainment and organized crime; those are the two recession-proof institutions typically. But I don't know. It wasn't in the Great Recession. Great Recession took out over 150 game development studios back in the Wii, PS3, 360 era. So Great Recession took out there was more going on than the Great Recession, but Great Recession really put the top on it. And here we are again. Next time, it seems like the same thing's happening. So I don't know. Batten down the hatches, and I think Nintendo knows that, which is why they're taking their time on this transition. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Nintendo is terrified of this transition, and they should be. They absolutely should be terrified of this transitional period. It's the scariest. It's the scariest, most perilous time for any video game company. So, alrighty, and yeah, Caesar says, "Oh yeah, I don't remember them making figures." And then yeah, it is a tough time. So, yeah, well, I think that's pretty much everything I have. Do you have any questions for me, Jay?
No, I think we're pretty good. Great show as usual. Had a great time talking to you. Great interactions with the chat. Certainly appreciate everyone coming out.
Hell
It's
yeah,
one of
man.
those rare shows where you got dual hosts. You got two podcast guys, so we always make a good show. So
yeah, no, we got to start doing this more often, man. Like I said, I like to give everybody room to breathe, but yeah, I'm gonna have to start dragging you on here more often for sure because it's a lot of fun. Well, I guess with that, I have one last question for you, Jables. You ready? Did you have fun?
of course, we always have a good time.
And then Brick Barnes says, bye. Happy Memorial Day. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. I'm going to let you guys finish that Memorial Day. Miss Mandia says, great stream, guys. I appreciate you coming out, Mandy, as always. I love y'all. Hope you have a great finale to your Memorial Day. Me and Jay are going to go into the post show, and you guys, love y'all. Get the fuck out of here. Enjoy your night.